That's familiar. Everybody knows that is, right? That's the scripture where it say you're caught in a relationship. You know, everybody use that, right? Think you're caught in a relationship. Of course, Apostle Paul was talking about salvation. You know, sometimes people use that to talk about gifts. You're caught in a relationship. But he really was talking about salvation. I think that's important. And I'm going to kind of just tell my story, and then I kind of get to that. When I gave my life to the Lord, it was 1995, this month actually, August. And most people, when they come to God, is you know, my auntie died, my cousin died, my boy got shot, dude left me with his kid, going to jail. I didn't give my life to the Lord at a time like that. I was really doing well, mainstream. I was out selling Master P, Tupac, who else? Bone Thugs and Harmony, and it's by numbers. This wasn't popularity. This was by numbers in the Southwest region. There used to be a company here called Southwest Wholesale, and they pumped out all the music, and they delivered a chart every week, and for like 2-3 weeks straight, Lil Raskull, like a grown blank man, was the name of my album. I was on top of all those big name artists. Oh, you good. At that point in time, independent it wasn't as sweet as it is now. The independent game wasn't sweet as it is now. As a matter of fact, the whole point or focus of an independent label was to grind hard enough to the major label through your phone. And that's where I was. August 95, my project had did so well. The label I was under, Dead Game Records, was getting phone calls like, we want you. It was a big war. Relativity Records was big at that time. I think that was who Bone Thugs was signed under. Universal, of course. All these labels, they really are the same. They just split up in divisions. We really got 4 big boys, which is like EMI, Universal, Sony, and somebody else. I don't know. They
Warner Brothers.
The Warner Brothers. There you go. But anyway, bidding war was started. You know, I was a gangster rap artist at the time. You know, and back then you had to be by what you talking about. Now there ain't anything going on. I got a helicopter in my house. Yeah, you can say anything. Back then you had to be about it. If you wasn't doing what you said, you had to be willing to do what you said if somebody pulled up on you. That's just how the game was like that. You still hear that in my music. I come off aggressive. That's just the era I'm born in. You know, 46 years old. I ain't gonna change now. You know, so I ain't gonna get friendly and got my hair blonde and none of that. Y'all gonna get rags how you is. So anyway, right in the midst of all that, you have my boys like we getting ready to bubble. And if I could explain to y'all what was going on, it just felt like somebody just grabbed all of my piece and just pulled it away from me. I'm waking up every day, just blowing big. What's wrong with me? Looking at everybody suspect. What's wrong with me? Raz, you getting ready to bubble. What's going on? What it was God. He snatched all my peace from me, you know. I ain't know nothing about no Jesus, no God, nobody talking to you like that, you know. I think I got baptized when I was 6 years old because my mama told me I was supposed to. She sung in the choir and I used to sit in church crowd by myself. And every Sunday before church, she would say, well, you better get up there and get baptized. So looking at her singing, I'll be convicted. And one day I made the walk and got baptized. That's all I knew about church at this point in time. Fast forward, I'm about, 19, 21, 22 years old. Peace gone. 3 weeks prior, well, it's a more story. I know Trey a real organized guy, so I gotta keep this moving. I met New Wine, not 3 weeks prior, but it was some time in between how I'm feeling now and I met New Wine. New Wine was already a Christian rapper, but he had no record deal, no music, no nothing. He was trying to get into a magazine called Heaven's Hip Hop Magazine. It used to be owned by Nolly Williams. Nolly Williams went on to found Grapetree Records. Grapetree went on to become the largest Christian rap label in the world, moving over 800,000 units, about 1 million before it went out of business. At the time, now they only had Heaven's Hip Hop magazine. Wine was trying to get in the magazine. The mainstream or independent label I was on, we had all the toys. We had Suburbans with rims, 264s, candy paint. Back then, switches was cool. We had all the toys. That's why we was getting all this buzz. Wine pulled up to our record label because he wanted to take a picture in front of one of the 64 with switches on it, so he could put that picture in Heaven's Hip Hop magazine. The owners of the label was like, "That's your car, Raz." I still, same name. I had Lil Raskull back then. I changed the spelling when I got saved. That's a whole other story. I'm like, cool. You know, me and New Wine had knew each other since we was 14 years old. He was always a crook, so he was never close. He was never close. I don't trust crooks, still on today. You know, but he became one of my best friends, you know. But, yeah, man, you can take the picture. So we exchanged numbers. Fast forward now, I'm about to bubble. What's wrong with me? No peace in my life. I get a phone call from New Wine. You know, he just random called. We hadn't been keeping in touch. He like, "Man, I just want to invite you to church." He never preached to me. I don't even know what the pastor preached on the day I walked in church. I just know that peace that I was missing flooded my soul. And at that point in time, I said, "God, you calling me." I ain't say, "God, you calling me to be a Christian rapper. You calling me to the ministry of hip hop. You calling me to go out here and win these souls." The calling was about salvation. And really, when I gave my life to the Lord, I didn't even want to rap no more. Because God took the scales off my eyes and showed me what rap, hip-hop was doing to the young people. And I didn't want no parts of that. My soul salvation was my only focus at that point in time. So I began to go to church faithfully. You know, I didn't like everything the pastor was saying, but I didn't get up and leave. You know, I didn't switch churches and flip around the churches because I got my feelings hurt by something he said. I stayed there and went through discipleship, and it wasn't long. I'm thinking maybe month or two. They invited a guest prophet out, and he went to church every church service. Wine was adamant about that. He put every service, Wednesday, prayer meeting, Sunday, and he always threw me in the car with him. And at this time, I'm like, cool, bro. I want to hear my soul got peace. I'm gonna go with you every time you go, and that's how we build our friendship. So, guest pastor get called out to service. I'm in service, worshiping, preacher mentioned to her about my past career, mainstream artist, blah blah blah, and this prophet came to me and said, "I got a word from God for you." I'm like, whatever. I don't. God speak to people. How this work? So she began to pray for me and began to prophesy to me in rhymes. She was like, "Come out of the crowd and come into the clouds," and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it was God. It was God telling me, "I don't want you to stop the rap. I just want you to change the message." And I get this from people across the globe. Well, I haven't went out of the country. I never trusted nobody to go out of the country. I be on Instagram and all that. I see dudes all in different countries. I be like, "Y'all trust these people, man?" Like, somebody asked me to come out the country, bro. I don't know about that. I never went, but I see pictures and people, you know, they like, "Man, Christian hip hop, man, how do you rap? How you rap for God? How you do Christian hip hop?" And my answer is the same. You don't. You get the word in your heart. And then hopefully everybody in here, what we speak, what comes out of our heart. Hopefully we don't sit here and just try to come up with cool stuff to say. We actually rapping about stuff that's in our heart, man. You know. So I get that question all the time, and I didn't start rapping for God as soon as I saw God wanted me, was allowing me to continue rapping. I ain't gonna say wanted. I feel my heart with the word, and that's what began to come out of my music. And that's how some of you may know controversial stuff. That's how that came forth. If it's full of the word, that's because that's all I was doing. I was a monk. I used to come home. I was not married at the time. I've been married 22 years, 4 kids now. They all grown. One of them 17, still in high school. 1 foot in high school, 1 foot in college. So all my kids grown. But at that time, I had a tray table in my house and a Bible. And cassette tape player with Fred Hammond in it. I didn't even listen to a whole lot of gospel music. I still don't like choirs and all that stuff. Few artists I like. Fred, Kirk, get a little play. rest of my eyes suspect. That's just me though. I'm not saying they're not good artists, but I was a monk, man. So that's how Cross moved. That's how Cross Country vs. All Star was born. You know, and that was the year. I think we met during Cross Country vs. All Star.
Yeah, for sure.
My next album was 97. That was 96. 97 was my Cross Band album. 98 was Glory to Glory. That one was nominated for a double award. You know, so three albums later, I got nominated for the double award. God, like, almost instantly validated me. You know, back then it was cool. I didn't even know. I'm telling you this. When my first Christian album, I didn't even know there was a Christian industry. That's why I named it Country vs. All Star. Some people think I named it Country vs. All Star because I'm edgy and I like to say stuff that get on people's nerves. I don't do that on purpose. I'm just real. I came from Trinity Garden. Drug addicts, prostitutes, pimps, razor blades in the mouth, outside, gun shooting. That's just where, you know, that was in my music. That's where I came from. So people believe I made the album Country vs. All Star because I like to be controversial. No, the reason I named that album Country vs. All Star was because I did not know that there was a Christian rap industry, period. And it wasn't one. It was a real small one at the time. But I thought the same people that bought my mainstream album, my next album, here I am telling them, get saved, you're going to hell, you know, and they don't like, what had happened? So I knew it would be controversial. That's why I named the album Country vs. All Star. You know, so we getting back to this though. I promise you I'm gonna get there, you know. Trey was saying earlier, back then, you know, I watched it grow and I knew this would happen. It's like a sale to me, you know. When you ever seen reproduction of a sale, it started as one and then it bud out, then it bud out, then it bud out. We all started as one sale, the whole country, right? It was the West Coast, the East Coast, and then the South was kind of born through myself, and later New Wine got a deal after me. Even though he was rapping before me, Naughty didn't give New Wine a deal first. That's a whole nother story. I'm trying not to go down there. But Naughty gave New Wine a deal after me. He didn't think New Wine was tight. Broke his heart. Because he's taking pictures to be in his Man magazine, and he started a label, and he takes me out there, and dude, like, I want to sign you. I don't want to sign him. His heart was broke. But I later got in there and told Naughty I believe New Wine is going to be powerful. I think he's a good dude. And Naughty prayed and showed New Wine reaching a lot of people. And that's exactly what happened, you know. So back then when we came up, man, it was important that we stayed on the message, man. And you know, as Trey Dine talked, I don't know how much of what you explained to me yesterday you explained to them, for the different styles of Christian hip hop now. It was important for us to be about the message because God was, to me, he was proving to the church that we were him. They were not used to that. They was used to Public Enemy, Ice Cube, Gangsta, F the Police. So here it is, somebody standing there getting ready to rap. They like, this gotta be the devil. Yeah. And I'm telling you, that's what they thought. I don't believe that, that's what they thought. God told me, take my earrings out. I don't have no problem with earrings. But my first stage is God deliberately told me, take my earrings out. I rapped in suits. Standing there in one spot, not even moving too much, just to get people to accept what we was doing. And it's been times I stood on stage, rapped, and came off stage and somebody whispered in my ear, brother, I don't want to make you afraid, but there was some ladies in the hallway, they was praying you off stage while you was rapping. And I'm thinking, y'all invited me here to pray me off stage, really? But that's how bad it was. They did not believe we were God. And I think that's why the first round of MCs had to be strictly about the message, man. We could not be covert soldiers. We could not be hidden about the message. Because we had to show the body of Christ that, look, this is a movement from God. Because I believe God foresaw, he ain't foresaw, he knew it. Hip-hop would be this big. It's the #1 selling genre right now. It's competing with country. He knew it would become this big and that it would take the minds of young people. And he was raising up people like us, soldiers like us. So he had to prove to the body of Christ first that these are my guys. You know, these are the 2000 Billy Grahams and all this. This is the, you know, blah, 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 blah. So back to this. Before you know, what we see nowadays, you got all different style Christian rappers. Some dudes don't even want to call themselves Christian rappers. All right, whatever. You know, to me, words mean something. You know, if you say I'm a rapper who's a Christian, that's cool. To me, you put rap before Christ. Whatever. I can't tell you. It's not an opinion. I mean, I got a bunch of opinions, and you shouldn't go home with none of them. You know, I can be real opinionated, but you shouldn't go home with none of them. You should only go home with facts, man. So to me, I'm a wordsmith. That's what we do, right? We artists. We wordsmiths. So when you tell me I'm a rapper who's a Christian, that tells me you put rap before Christ. I'm not trying to fault you if that's your thing. I didn't been hit with messages about that. But let me give you a diagram. I'm glad Trey put this right here. I have people that hit me in my email, that DM, and they like, Ras, I don't feel called to be no minister. But I feel like God wants me to rap. I never say God called anybody to rap. Matter of fact, Trey 9 used to have a guy that run. Let me know about my time, Trey, if I was long. Trey 9 used to have a guy that used to run with him. His name's Cold Cuss. He used to rap. He was a dancer too, break dancer, real good guy. And he told me one day, I later on found that he got saved at concert.
Club 360.
Yeah, Trey 9 threw a concert, he got saved. Back then we did altar calls after every show. You know, that's probably not even heard of nowadays. We did not step on the stage unless at the end, somebody gonna be down here giving their life to the Lord. That was on purpose we did that. I thought that's just how it went. You know, sometimes we way out of order, but that's just how hungry we were to serve God, you know. So, and another thing, we all here to do God's will, man. Yeah. So to me, that's a prerequisite. You know, if somebody asks you, man, why you rap for God? I'm here to win souls. But okay, everybody in here want to win souls, man. So I think we in here to talk about what's the best way to go about doing it. So my diagram, I had a guy hit me up saying, Ras, I don't feel like I'm a minister or a preacher or whatever, but I feel like I should be rapping. And I say, man, listen, number one, if you feel strong about how you feel, then you hold that. You protect that. Don't let nobody talk you out of that. You know, I'm one of them people who believe you supposed to follow God and do God's will the truth in your heart, even if you're wrong. Because God can't use a coward. You don't believe me? Look at Revelation 21. He said, what? The first one gonna go to the lake of fire. Fearful. Coward. If you're a coward, God say, look, you first. Throw him in the fire. Can't use cowards. Then he go through the rest of all the adulteries and all that stuff like that. Cowards. You can't use cowards. So if you feel like God telling you to do something, be bold about it, even if you're wrong. God know how to knock you back on track. You know, Apostle Paul was killing Christians in the name of God. He was a Benjamite, right? Yeah. What did God do? Boop, knock him back on track. Became one of the most powerful saints in the world. So if you feel like you're doing what you're doing, how you doing it, if you feel like it's God, you do it to the fullest. Anyway, I had a dude hit me up, and he said, Ras, I don't feel like I'm a minister, but I do feel like God called me to rap. And I say, okay, cool, man. I say, we have to look at ourselves like veins, right? We have to look at ourselves like we vessels. That's what we like to call ourselves, right? What is a vein but a vessel, right? That blood flows through, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to all look at ourselves like that, right? And he was like, well, Ras, you know, I have dudes, different dudes feature on my records because I believe, you know, they all are not saved guys, but I believe as we share music between each other, I get into their, you know, avenues and be able to influence their artists. And whether that's true or not, it's not for me to decide. But let's look at this up. We all veins, right? Now you could be a vein in the foot and have cholesterol. It's not that big of a deal, right? You might lose your foot, but it's gonna take some time for you to lose your foot, right? So if you're a vein in the foot, cool, you got cholesterol in you, whatever. You can be a vein in the arm and have cholesterol. It takes some time, your arm turn blue, fall out, whatever. Right? It's the brain. It's the heart. Closer you get to them organs, the cleaner that vessel gotta be. Right? You get cholesterol too close to the heart, what happens? You're out of here. You're gone. You get cholesterol in the vein too close to the brain, you're vested. You're sitting here, we can't use it. We talking about you, you can't move. You're gone. You're out of here. My point is this. If you rap, if you want to be important, the cleaner you have to be. The more important you choose you want to be, the cleaner your vessel got to be. Amen. That's a choice.
Amen.
Right? Amen. That's a choice. You could be saying, God, I want to be mighty for the kingdom. I mean, you got to take the Tupac, get rid of it. You got to take all the stuff that you listen to constantly, that ain't spirit-filled, that ain't feeding your spirit what we need. If you want to be important, you got to start getting rid of it. It's your choice. 5 minutes? Okay, I'm trying to wrap this up. 5 minutes. That was my point to him, and that's my whole thing on the identity of Christian rap. And I want to say this. I am a Christian rapper. If you follow me on any of the social sites, I say I am the Godfather of Southern gospel hip-hop. And the reason I make that statement because it was not even Christian hip-hop when I started. Cross movement started that term, and that they came in 97. I was already putting albums out in 96. I say gospel because anytime you pick up one of my projects, you gonna get the gospel. You're not gonna get some dude talking some good stuff that's gonna that almost lead you to Jesus. You gonna hear the gospel in any music I put out. Now every song ain't the gospel, but when you listen to my projects as a whole, they are the gospel. I am a Christian rap artist. I cannot help it. I've been branded like that for 20 years now. If I try to put a boiling suit on and rap, somebody gonna say, that sound like Lil Raskull, the gospel rapper. That's just who God done it to me. So I don't move. Now, I'm gonna end with this. If however you feel led to do what you do, again, I think we all here, we want to be effective for God. I'm the shark in the water, though. If you're not helping us spread the gospel with your rapper who's a Christian, I might call you out on some music. And I mean it in love, but I'm the shark in the water. If you're not making this movement any good, you're going to hear from me. Whether in private or I might just do a beef record. It's all cool. If you don't like it, we can meet each other. I thank God let us roll around a little bit and forgive us. You know? But I am the shark in the water. I'm the big brother, man. You're going to make this movement good. We're not going to contaminate this. We need to know that there's a difference between us and the world. If I walk in the spot and there's some secular artists in there, I need to be able to say, we got some dudes over here, let's go get these dudes. Let's show them what our kingdom is about. I don't need to be looking at you noticing, wondering whose side you on. That's all I'm saying.